Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Kedua, welcome to the Every March Network. We are all about the 5 E's: etiquette, expose, entertain, evangelize, empower, and elevate. I am your friend, your sister, and
And
your girl, Evelyn Marsh.
hello, 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 everyone. We are excited to be here again with another important, juicy, enjoyable, educational topic or discussion. So we have our guest, our author, Emmauel, in the back room. And we're going to be talking about a book that he has written. It's called The Modern Seventh Leader. And so it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. You want to be a leader, or you have an organization, or what have you. Come, like I always say, bring your mama, bring your papa, bring your grandmommy, your granddaddy, your children, auntie, uncles, pots, pans, spoons, co-spoon, cups, glass, what have you. Bring everybody and let us learn and grow together. And that's what this platform is about. So today is Sunday. I want to say happy Sunday. And I will stop there because, like I always say, I don't like to go through all of this without having my personal handbag on here, because I like for her to be a part of the enjoyment from the very beginning. So I will bring in my personal handbag, and then after that, we're going to listen to a song, Shine Shine for Jesus. We are talking about servant leader today, or leadership. And so it's good for you to go into the word and shine for Jesus, or shine in whatever you do. So I will bring her on, and then we'll play that song, and then we will take it from there. So here comes my puchupu, my personal handbag, and my toothache.
Hello, everyone. Again, this is a great Sunday. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everywhere, wherever you
Yep.
are. Welcome again to the Evelyn Marsh Network, where we bring you educational topic, juicy and amazing discussion.
Yeah.
Please, if you're just tuning in, please do us a favor. Like the page, subscribe to it, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Again, if you're just tuning in, please don't forget to leave your comment. Do not forget to drop a comment, because I am taking a list of people down, and something is in the works for our most and current listener as well. For those that tuning in every day and liking this and inviting other people to the channel, we do have something coming up. So don't forget to leave your comment, because the more you leave your comment, we know that you are following with us. Thank you again and be blessed. I am keeping track. Thank you.
I like what you just said. If you can copy that for me, I would appreciate it. You said educational, juicy, and something else.
Oh.
Oh Lord, I see how
I'll copy it at the end of the
okay,
show.
I will go to the beginning. I
Yes.
will this and copy. I like that, and I want to keep that. That was great. Okay, so now we're going to play a song for you. But before I do that, I want to say again, welcome to the Every March Network. We are here again this Sunday afternoon, wherever you are. We are so honored and grateful to have you here with us. There's a better nowhere else to be but right here. And then besides that, I want to say again, bless have a blessed Sunday. If you went to church today, whether in person or online, I want to say happy Sunday. If you celebrated your birthday or anniversary last week, this month, I want to wish you happy birthday and happy anniversary. If you lost your loved one, if you lost your loved ones, or you are mourning for someone at this time, we pray that God, will comfort you in His own way, and want to say, have our deepest sympathy. So right now we're gonna play a song that says "Shine, Shine for Jesus" by the LGMA choir. All right, shine, shine for Jesus. This week, I want to encourage you to shine wherever you are, whatever you do. Like the word of God said, whatever your hands find to do it as unto the Lord. So this week, I want to encourage you to go out there and shine, even if it's just by putting a smile on someone's face. Shine, shine in every area of your life. Be intentional about it. Shine, shine, and shine. Pujubu, do you have anything to add before we bring our guests on? Because like
No, I mean, I can't just wait to dive. I can't wait to dive down into this conversation. Um, we all need to understand about how leadership work, and what best to know about it than someone who has actually written a book about it. So I can't wait. I think we're here to learn from what his experience was, and how can we be a better leader in the community and in the word. So I'm okay.
I think you have some people here that you might want to welcome. I think one or two persons,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, and then we can bring him on.
Yes, I see our all-time listener,
Mm,
Mr. King Dixon, is here watching from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.
mhm.
Your one and only co-host. I'm here too. I'm behind the camera. And I see grandmommy here. Um, Annie Hester,
Yep.
and also Miss Kona Hayes watching all the way from Brooklyn Park, Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Okay. So I see it. She called three names, but I see 8 persons.
There's
From
a lot more, so they're not showing.
so
Oh,
if you are go ahead.
our other listener, Miss Kathleen Rivers, is
My
on
big
here as well.
sister, my forever all time. Sis,
Yes.
I love you, mom. Welcome, mommy. Um, Annie Hester, Annie. That's my enemy. Welcome, Annie. I love you, mother. King, thank you for being here. For you, you are always here, and thank you so much. Because of you, we do this, even if it's just you. Well, all of you that's on here want to welcome you. I see Nana
And
Otu is
sis Nana too. Yes. Thank
Nana. Thanks. Nana and us, Nana and myself from way back then.
you.
I get it. I get it. Thank you, Nana. Thanks for the support, sister. Okay, so we'll continue.
Oh,
Ooh,
sis Napa, welcome.
I think this is her first time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Sis Napa, welcome. This is going to be awesome tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring our brother on. He wrote a book about more than seven leader. And so we're going to bring him on to tell us, to help us understand what it means to be a leader, right?
Yeah.
So get all your questions together. Um, Write it down because he's ready. He told me he's ready. Any question you ask him, he will deal with it today. So we'll bring on Brother Emmauel Randolph. There he is. One, two, three.
Pop up.
Hi. Hi, Emmanuel. How are
Hey,
you?
hey guys, how are you
Welcome,
guys doing?
welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
This is our guest in studio with us today. So we're gonna dive right into this. Brother Emmanuel, please, we want to say welcome again to the Evelyn Marsh Network. Please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. I see you wear a lot of hats, but it's best to come out of the house's mouth. So please tell us what you do, what your name, and let's go from there.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I really do appreciate the invite, and I look forward to an awesome discussion tonight. My name is Emmauel Randolph Wheagar. I'm an author. I'm a leadership coach. I'm an entrepreneur, a father, and just the guy next door who have set out to do extraordinary things in the community. Love to give, love to just exude positive energy and just give. Those are the things that I go by as an individual, and most likely we'll discuss a lot of those tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
I
All
like
right.
of all the hats you are wearing and everything that you said. I like the last word, the guy next door. I hope you are a good next door neighbor.
I am. I try.
You know when the guy next door try to put on the shades, that we got to investigate the shades.
Right. The Bible said, "Love your neighbor," right? So
Okay. How do you define modern servant leadership, and what inspired you to write about leadership, and why do you advocate for it? Three questions into one.
Thank you, Evelyn. Well, I think modern servant leadership, in fact, servant leadership in general, I believe is the most transformative form of leadership globally. If you look at leadership across the world, you have a lot of dictators, you have folks who are unreachable, leaders who you cannot relate to, leaders who do not understand what's even going on with the organization that they run, the countries they run. And servant leadership is the model that I think the world is so in need of. The world is so eager to have servant leaders that will understand the pain of those that they're leading, understand the dynamics of the organizations they're leading, and be relatable, be human. So servant leadership humanize the leader and allows the leader to make himself available. The leader is a coach. The servant leader is an inspirer. It's an individual who will inspire you to do better. Working with a servant leader, you aren't afraid to bring your mistakes and your errors to the servant leader because he's a coach in the first place. So, servant leadership, I believe, is the form of leadership that is lacking in this day and age, especially in this digital age where we're so disconnected. So, servant leadership is able to bring technology and people together and form organizations that thrive, and people just want to work with a servant leader because he's relatable.
You know, I have no idea you were a leadership coach. So
Wow.
when you are coaching people into leadership, what do you tell them? I mean, how do you go about it? You just mentioned, and it just popped into my head that, I just thought you just wrote this book, and I know you too to be very involved with music. But now I got to know you are a leadership coach. So how do you coach? If I wanted you to coach me, I don't know if you will focus if you are coaching me, but because I can be very troublesome at times. But I didn't ask for your
Oh.
uh, how do you go about it?
Well, so if I have a client who is looking for leadership uh, coaching, first of all, I'll ask for your pain points. What are the areas that you believe you're suffering in? What are those areas that you believe are your weaknesses? And once I get to understand those areas of your weaknesses by doing a SWOT analysis, I'm going to assess your strength, your weaknesses, the opportunities you may have to grow, evaluate your fears, and the threat, what's threatening your growth. So once I'm able to do a SWOT analysis to understand where you stand as an individual, or if you're running an organization, where the organization stand. Are you running a passive defensive organization, or are you running a passive aggressive organization? What you want to be is to be a high performing organization. So my goal is to take you from being a good leader to being a great leader, and beyond that, make you an exceptional leader. And there are so many tools that we can put in place. So first, I'm going to evaluate where your pain points are, and then we can, attack those areas. And most importantly, I look for what's inside of you that you don't know yourself, and we can unearth it and see how far we can take you as a leader.
Okay, well, are you saying?
He's giving his answer, so I was about to ask, have you ever come across, I mean, it's not one of those questions, but it's just popped up. Have you ever come across one of those leaders where you are, in the training mode or coaching them, and they cannot follow? I'm talking myself mainly, but yeah, they cannot follow that instruction, and you guys have to keep knucklehead on that. Have you ever encountered
Of
that?
course, because whenever you have to change from one mode to another, if there's a paradigm shift, it's going to be jarring. It's going to be something that is like new to you. So I do expect some pushback. But at the end of the day, we have to persevere. We have to keep going back over and over and over again. I have a philosophy that says the more no's I hear, the closer I am to a yes. So if I'm coaching you and I want you to be better, that energy that you're bringing in, I have to neutralize it and bring it to your baseline. And then we can move beyond that point. So a hard-headed person who may come, you might be one of the best because if we can get you out of that mode and put you in a whole brand new mindset, you become a whole brand new person and you see those changes that will happen with you individually as well as your business or the organization that you lead.
Mm.
I heard swap analysis and then I heard baseline. Okay. So with that, I want us to talk about your book a little bit. What is the single most important lesson or principle you want readers to take away from your book?
The most important thing that I would like leaders to take away is develop other leaders. This is so lacking in organizations, and you will find organizations hiring CEOs from outside. They will hire upper management from outside because the culture of the organization is not empowering enough and it's not able to grow other leaders. So, what I would like folks to take out of here today, as a leader, always try to build other leaders, create other leaders, and don't be afraid of them taking your position. Even if they get better than you, that's even a plus because you have created a king, right? You're a
Mm.
king's maker. You have created a product that can be a legacy. So, what I would like you guys to take away is build other leaders.
Build other leaders. So some people, and it's good that you said that because
I see why she can push me.
okay, she just said it. I didn't want to say anything. That's why she just said it. So her, I'm
Mm.
best to invest in her. And there are other people that I have worked with in the past and I'm working with. But she one of those that I really see that she has a lot of potential and she can do a lot more. So sometimes it can be easy in the back, but we are we are doing our best to get there. So before I ask the next question, or Puchubu, before you ask the next question, I see one or two persons here that just joined in. If you want to welcome them, please, and then we can go with our next question.
Yes, I already welcome Sis Conan. Welcome again to the Evelyn March Network. Sis Princess Barkley, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I see our everyday listener as well, Sis Sarah Dixon. Thank you again for tuning in as well. I can just go through some comments. Well,
Yes,
just people
if there's
welcome.
if there's any comment or
That
whatever.
is just our um listener that I currently welcome. So, Sis Annie Hester and Sis Nana, thank you guys for tuning in. Sis Napa, welcome again.
Sister,
Sis Kathleen, our mama, grandma. She said, "Good evening and happy Sunday, family. I am watching from the Twin City. Jonetta, much love. Thank you, mommy.
she get a love to Janetta today. Oh.
Today, oh, yeah."
You.
Sis Kona, again, welcome again. Good evening. Happy Sunday. I am glad to be here watching from Anoka. Okay, okay, okay. And Sis Princess Barkley, watching. Glad to be on. Thank you.
Welcome, sis Princess. Janetta,
Alrighty.
the next question, please.
Okay, so let's go. Let's dive into this. So in your research, you did find the modern challenges as the digital age or the global pandemic have the as the digital age or the global pandemic have changed the practice of servant leadership. I'm going to repeat that question
Did
again.
you, did you find that modern challenges such as the digital age or the global pandemic have changed the practice of servant leadership?
Well, it has not changed the practice of servant leadership because servant leadership is a foundational concept, right? However, because things have changed, and after COVID-19, even during COVID-19, workplace has become remote. But
Mhm.
even though workplace is remote, and it does challenge the servant leader from being personable, from being face to face. However, whenever you're managing teams that are remote, you still have to apply those servant leadership concepts, such as coaching, being an inspiration, being available when they call, when your followers call with questions, being available and empowering them to take charge, because the servant leader wants you to take charge of the work that you do, to be innovative, to learn from your mistakes. A servant leader wouldn't fire you because you made a mistake. He will help you to get better. So whether you're before him or in a digital age where you're working across the world, um, he will still empower you. The servant leader is effective in person, virtually, wherever you are. He's going to impart you in the best way possible as a servant leader.
What make the kind of leadership you describe, or the kind of leader you describe in your book, MODRN, and how have you
Mhm.
seen its relevant change over time?
Well, as I use the word modern because the concept has been around, but it has changed because of the dynamic of work nowadays. Nowadays, work is not as it was before. It has been global. So, as a leader dealing with a global team, like I said earlier, you pick up a whole new perspective. And a servant leader is a sharp leader. He's not a leader who is a laid back individual because he has a coach. So, the modern servant leader is a guy who is adept with technology. He's not afraid of AI. He embraces AI. He's not afraid of using technology to reach his followers. And so the modern servant leader is a person who's in tune with technology, regardless of the age. I know most people nowadays, after age 50, they're not very in tune with the changing time and technology that has come to inform the workplace. And so the modern servant leader is a learner. So he continues to learn and learn and learn in this modern age. So the way that you led as a leader, as a servant leader in the past, it's different now because you have to embrace technology and then bring technology and people together, right? So you use technology and then you serve people and you have to blur the line.
So,
Mhm.
what's about a leader who don't know anything about technology?
You have to learn because the servant leader is a learner.
I can
If you're
hear.
a coach, you have to learn the game, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, some people, they have that ability to lead, but they have their own style. And you're talking about technology because these days, I mean, I can just see the finger like they man. The training finger can just go like this. And then talking about someone who, from where there, you said over 50, but you still see that leadership ability or skills in them. So how will you really kind of work with them to get to where they should be?
There's so many resources out there. Learn, learn, and learn. The more you learn, the more you earn. So the brain cells only deteriorate when you stop learning. The more you learn, you actually grow new brain cells. Studies have shown that. So, regardless of what your age is, you want to embrace this modern way of work nowadays. Otherwise, you'll be obsolete. Either other people who actually know how to use technology will take your job, or technology itself will take your job. So you want to learn. You cannot stop learning. As a leader, you want to put yourself in a position where you're learning every day, learn something new every day, and you'll be much, much better. So leaders who are above the age of 50, 60, 70, just start learning. Be a learner.
And I really can relate to what you said because I am a business woman, but there were a lot of things that I didn't know. and being a leader and having to work with employees or staff and do my paperwork, and stuff like that. And the business that I do, it involve a lot of paperwork. And so I have learned a lot, even just sitting and reading and making research, and can do it. And so what would take you about 5 minutes to do now, it will not take me that long. But before then, when I started, what would take you 5 minutes, it will take me probably about 30 minutes because I'm just there trying to find my way. So
To figure
it,
it
it
out.
yeah. So as a leader, that continuous education, or really making research and stuff like that, and finding way to learn and improve your leadership skills and learn different things and stuff like that will really help you. Jonetta, do you have, I heard you say, if you don't have anything to say, we'll move on.
No, though he's talking about, the technology piece of it. There are people, some people have seen it where when you give them the phone, they operate the phone more. But put them behind a computer where they have to type, they have to do that. It's a no-no. In that kind of way, I mean, using technology to be up there is something that we all need. So how can you know, deal with such person as a leader? Will everything just be using phone to get your information or to get your point across? But when it comes down to the typing skills and that person doesn't have it, how do you deal with those people?
Well, that's the beauty about technology, right? So you can use your phone to do so many things. So, like my phone, my entire computer is on my phone. Like literally, I could be anywhere and just work right off my phone. So if the person is efficient using their phone, go ahead and use it. I know so many companies now, they're making their processes so robust that you can do everything right on the phone, right? So if a person is more proficient using the phone, that's their strength. Allow them to use the phone. Uh, that's what make the leader the modern servant leader, because the old days would be like you have to use a computer. You don't have to use a particular medium anymore. If I have an employee who is great with the phone, there's so many other things you can do with the phone. Folks have shot movies using just the phone, right? And like I said earlier, my entire computer is right on my phone. So everywhere I am in the world, I can respond to an email that looks like I'm on my computer. I can write documents. I can write a whole paper just right on my phone and go straight to the email, and it looks just like I did that on the computer. So I don't think we should limit people who have certain specialized skills and certain unique skills. We just got to put them in a category where they can thrive.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's go into your book here a little bit. How was it when you were going through the process of writing your book? What was the challenge and your own philosophy?
Well, the main challenge in writing my book was for the book to be unique. I've read so many leadership books because I was a corporate trainer when I just got out of school. Uh, I worked with this accounting firm in New York, and for some reason, they just made me a director for staff development and training. So I went straight into developing training materials for those that were in the firm. And so after reading and researching so many different books, and even went back to school and got another advanced degree in leadership, I decided to write this book. But for this book to be so unique that you would not find this concept, you might not find this concept the way it's delivered anywhere else. But I stood on the shoulders of other leaders, John Maxwell, other guys who have done well in the space, um, Miles Monroe, the late Dr. Miles Monroe, many other leaders that I can just sit here and name all night. I took inspiration from them as well, and I brought it together and added my own experience, many years of experience together with what I have learned from these guys and brought them together. So in the book itself, every chapter gave you a specific nugget. It'll say the ERW model, right? So if you're looking for teamwork, team building, if you don't want to read the whole chapter, just go to the ERW model. That's a model that I have developed. It's an instrument that you can use. It's a tool that you can use to solve realistic problems. And the book is very engaging. It was done intentionally. It's not a boring book. Once you open up the book to start to read, it's going to reflect. It's going to be much more like a reflection. You will see some of those bosses that you've had in the past that was extremely annoying, and you'll see some of those bosses that you really do admire and that you can remember based on the concept, because we cover from great leaders to horrible leaders, anywhere from Nelson Mandela to Hitler. You'll find in that book.
All
So
right.
that's what makes the book unique.
How many books have you written? Because I thought this. Okay, how many books have you written?
A couple, but this is just what came out. It's another one that's coming out pretty soon. I wouldn't announce the title right now, but it's down the pipe.
Okay, you mentioned Miles Monroe. He's one of those people that I do listen to as well. Do you I know Jonetta is posting how people can contact you. So if you want to contact our brother here, Mr. Author, um, um, his information is down below. Please reach out to him if you want to purchase, support him, and purchase a copy. The information, the link, everything is on there. Going digital a lot these days. So please try to learn. You want to be a leader? Learn, 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 learn. Okay, so do you have, besides that, you are a leadership coach? Do you have any platform or any way people can see what you have done in the past, especially when it comes to coaching?
Well, I have a YouTube channel. I have a podcast that's coming up pretty soon. We're doing some solo casts right now. The leaders that I coach, they're private clients that I cannot display.
Okay,
Um, so I do not have. I have testimonials, however, that you
okay.
can find on my website and some of the interviews that I have done on my platform. But because they're private and I wouldn't want to put them out here. But we're open. We're open. Give us a try. Allow us to coach you at least for a week and see how far we can go beyond that.
So if we were to go on YouTube, what should we look for? What is the name?
Uh, so look for Emmauel Randolph Wheagar.
Okay. Pujibu, if you have a meaning, you can
Yeah.
post his name again and his number. I know you have the link, but just his name and his number, his YouTube channel. So we want to encourage people, go on there, subscribe to. When we bring guests on here, we bring them to help us grow, right? To empower us, and so that the way we can also be a blessing to them, at least, is to contribute to what they are doing. And one of it is by going on YouTube, if they have a YouTube channel, and just subscribing to the YouTube. I see a question
Yeah.
on here, so if you want to take it over, Jonetta.
This Annie. Sis Annie asking. Let me make
Stop
sure.
calling my mom, sis.
Oh, grandma.
Thank you.
Grandma, the question here is, how does one who has staff and employees try to encourage them to move the business more productive so the business make more income so the employee can earn more income? How can I deliver my goal that will make them come together to understand my goal or vision that they can work together to embrace my vision?
Great question. Very excellent question. So that question, I'll approach it this way. Whenever you're in a company, the company's vision should be the job description of the individuals, right? So it was a question about Boeing. and going to space, right? NASA going to space because NASA uses the Boeing flights. And everyone in that company, right? If you ask for the job description is, or the job title is, I'm trying to get us to the moon, right? I'm trying to get us to the moon. So if you have staff that understand the vision and you allow them to embrace the vision, uh, make it clear to them, like the Bible said, make it plain, like a vision, make it plain.
A
Let
vision.
them know
Yep.
what the actual goal of the organization is. What problem are you solving? Define the problem that you're solving and make it a job description of those employees, right? So if you have a healthcare company and your goal is to ensure that people have excellent care, right? Um, the employee's job is to say, well, I'm here to ensure that people have excellent care, right? Or exceptional service. Instead of calling them a janitor or a DSP, make them to own the vision more than just working here. This is what this company is set out to do. This is what we're set out to deliver. Let them buy in the vision. Let them buy into the vision and then allow them to give you suggestions. You cannot be a top heavy leader and expect folks to actually get the vision. You have to allow your staff, do a survey. What do you think we can do to help our clients be better? What do you think we can do? What do you think we can do to ensure that those folks that are in our care are healthier? What do you think we can do with our menu to make sure that they're happier? You have to ask them those functional questions and allow them to answer those questions and use those answers, and they will be empowered. They're not just coming in to push hours. Now they feel that they're fully engaged. They feel like owners. They feel that their voice matter. So give them a voice.
Okay.
Give your
Welcome,
staff a
sis.
voice. Okay. Go ahead, Jeanette.
Welcome, sis. Emma. Welcome, welcome.
Back to
Okay.
sir.
She
Give the woman. I woman work hard.
who?
You said Emma. Emma who? First?
Yes.
Oh, good. The lady is a doctor. Come on now.
Welcome,
Yeah, just
Dr.
for her.
Emma Boris. Yo, all my kids on my. All righty. Okay, brother Emmanuel. Can you share a
Yes.
story about a leader who had tremendously impacted you and helped shape you and helped shape you? Uh, oh Lord, what's going on today?
No,
Can you
that's
share
enough.
a
I get
story
it.
about a leader who has tremendous shape impact you on and help you shape your understanding of servant leadership?
Well, yeah, I have two guys who actually did shape my perspective on leadership and how to be a servant leader. One is my father, the late Reverend John N. Wheagar, who taught me people skills. This guy, he was so good with people, man. He would make you to, you know, uh, do things that you otherwise wouldn't think you will do. He taught me how to have humility. He taught me how to be a leader at the same time be personable. And he taught me how to be a person of service. And moreover, he taught me how to give, how to be a giver. He's a guy who would take the clothes off his back and give it to you, without even flinching. And then the second guy is Christ, Jesus Christ, who told his disciples and said in Matthew chapter 26, verse 6, I believe, that if you want to be great, you must be a servant. That's what he told them after he went and washed their feet. Because during those days, before you ate, you have to wash your feet because the sandals and all the dust and stuff like that. So during that time, he decided to wash their feet. And some of them tried to resist. He said, "No, I have to. If you don't allow me to wash your feet, um, I will have nothing to do with you, right?" And so servant leadership goes really deep. It has a very deep biblical basis. And there's a lot of quotations from the Bible that support most of my claims, besides my own experience and experiences from great leaders around the world. And so, yeah, you know, that's what I would throw at that question.
But you know what? I'm smiling. I'm smiling, and you talking, and I'm smiling, and I'm smiling. I don't know how to smile because it's like your dad was, is he still alive?
Oh no, he's lit now. He's
Oh, your dad was a
not with us.
pastor. So you're a pastor's son.
I'm a
Um,
PK.
you're PK. Okay. PK. Pujubu Kapedako, PK.
Preacher speak.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the thing about it is I'm smiling because most of the time, pastor's son, I will not go to the other side, but sometimes they want to walk, and you saying your dad, was your role model, let's say, he taught you a lot. Why you went the other way instead of being a pastor?
I think being a pastor is a calling that has to be unequivocal. You should not sit in the road of of your father because he was a pastor, so you become a pastor. You have to have that calling, and that calling has to be so profound that nothing can shake it. Right. So there are other gifts that I tap into music, into leadership coaching and developing leaders and doing other things. I have worked with churches and help them to grow, help them to get members, use different business strategies. So being a pastor, it has to be a divine calling, even though Christ said, "Go ye into all the world." The Great Commission is given to us to do other things, not to be a pastor. And if you're not called, trust me, you do a lot of mess, and you actually drive a lot of people away from the faith, as opposed to bringing them together and helping them to get better, and eventually to meet the Lord. So until I feel that calling on my life that is so clear as day, I'll keep doing what I do, and I'll do it with all my might. So I'm not going to be a pastor because my father was a pastor. No, I don't think that's a route to go.
Mm.
I've had this so many times. I've had this question so many times, but I would like to hear the voice of God giving me that direction, and then I'll pick it up.
I like the answer you gave. Maybe Pujupu have something to say, but just before she said that, I love the answer you gave, right? Because most of the time, and I believe that too, if I am not convinced, not just being convinced, but passionately convinced, because it makes sense for you to just want to do or follow in someone's footstep because you think they have some relationship with you, and you're supposed to, like what you said, because you're a pastor's son, so you're supposed to be a pastor. People would think you should be. But if you don't feel that, if that you are called in that area, because if you are called to function in certain area, you will do it with all your might. You will passionately, you will be involved passionately, and you will give it your all.
Mm.
And even
Absolutely.
when no matter what comes your way, right? When you are up, when you are down, when you are hungry, or when you are sad, or when you are happy, you will do it. I mean, you enjoy doing.
Absolutely.
And so I'm really happy that you gave that answer, because it doesn't mean we have a lot of people who go into ministry besides ministry, or go into different areas because they feel, oh, my dad was, my mom was, and so I should do it. This is no
Yeah.
trial and error thing. If
Yeah.
you are,
And sometimes too, the parents, the thing is a dynasty, right? This is my church. This is my church. And this is my dynasty. We have put so much in, forgetting that you and your family alone are not able to build a church and
Yeah.
sustain it. So they thrust their children into those roles, and they just go and wink it, and not they're not even sure if that's what God actually has placed them here to do. So it's a very critical area that people need to uh, evaluate before even, because if you can see the proliferation of false prophets here, if we start to talk about false prophets and folks who are in those roles as pastors, and the things that are going on in Christendom now, where some of them even go out to seek the voodoo priest to get powers to come back in the church and exercise it. It's amazing, you know. So if you're not called, because being a pastor, you're not just leading the flock of God, you are in a spiritual warfare, you're in a war front. So you got to be very careful
Mm.
as your parents push you into those roles, or as society, as the church itself try to push you into those roles. You have to ask yourself, is this really what I'm called to do? Or is this a path that I'm going to stick to regardless? Because if you're not called to do so, the smallest thing is going to make you fall, and you will be ineffective, and then you discourage others who are looking up to you for inspiration, for guidance, for spiritual leadership, and stuff like that. And another nugget to that is, people who get into pastoral leadership, they get the title and they forget to learn how to lead. That's another area as well. Not
Yeah.
because you have the title, not you're the lead pastor for this church, that means you're a great leader. No, you have to learn leadership. It is a skill set that you have to learn. And so I encourage everyone out there to really be passionate about what you want to do. And as soon as you get into that role, the next thing is start to learn how to be a great leader.
Hmm.
Is leader or calling? Sorry, my love. Is leadership or being a leader? Do you think it's a calling as well, or anybody can be a leader?
Leadership, I wouldn't say it's a calling. Nobody was born to be a leader. Leadership can be learned. Some people are born with attributes of leadership. However, you have to cultivate that skill set, right? If you have attributes of leadership, you have charisma, you're able to, you know, speak to people, people can listen to you naturally. That's great. That's a good foundation to start with, right? But you have to learn how to be a good leader. There are tools out there that will make you sharp, like having a natural skill like a LeBron James, right? The reason why he's so great, besides having athletic abilities, is because he's grinding. He's in the gym, right? As early as 3 4 a.m. in the morning, and he's grinding. He's honing his skills, right? So as a leader, as an individual who has been given a role, please do not allow your ego to take over. That because you have a role, that means you are a great leader. No, you have to learn leadership.
Awesome. So we will stop and let Pushable read some comments and questions, I think, out here. Um,
Welcome, brother Michael.
welcome,
As you were
Michael.
talking,
Bestie, bestie.
you said you got it right, my brother, when you were talking about the preacher, why you didn't choose to be a preacher and follow your father's footsteps. Welcome, Sister Ya. Welcome, welcome,
Sister,
welcome from
yeah.
Ohio. And then we also have a question here from our brother King Dixon. He said, what's the most significant leadership lesson you've learned throughout your career or your life?
That's my brother. That's my brother. My brother from my mother, another.
Keep it coming. Give me a harder one.
King Dixon. Yes, sir. So that question, could you repeat that question? Because I want to answer it so clearly that it can be an inspiration to all of us listening here.
What's the most significant leadership lesson you've learned throughout your life or your career?
The most significant leadership lesson that I have learned is your ability to be centered, your ability to be steady, your ability to be, for lack of a better word, to be malleable, right? What do I mean by that? As a leader, you cannot change your energy because of who's in front of you. You cannot change that energy because of the challenges that you have. You got to be a steady leader. And I think King can relate to that. If you're a pleasant individual, do not allow another person's energy to change that, right? So being you and being that individual that you are, that is not movable, based on negative energy or whatever else it is, being steady, being stern as a leader, that is one major attribute of leadership that I think every leader should adapt, every parent should adapt. Um, be centered. I remember one time a lady came in my office and she came in and she was furious because of what she's heard outside, and that energy, you cannot mirror it. So after 15, 20 minutes of conversation, she started sharing tears, and she became a volunteer, and she volunteered for my organization, Second Chance in New York, for a very long time because she came in with one perception and she met something else. So as a
Mm.
leader, you have to be centered. You can't just move. You can just take your finger out and wherever the wind goes, you go with it. No, you have to be steady, and your followers will respect you for that. They will expect that from you. If you're stern, be stern. Like Evelyn, you're straightforward, be straightforward because people will respect you for that. You have to be you because everybody else is taken.
Mm.
And it's sad you mention my name because that's what I mean. Those who come in my space, you talk about straightforward. I mean, it is. This is me, right? I don't know how to be anything else
Absolutely.
but Evelyn Marsh. And someone said, this lady love her name so much. I
Mm.
do because I love the person who gave me the name. My dad was my hero. My dad was my everything. My dad, even though he's not here, but those discipline, the discipline he's still in me and things that he talk about and all that kind of stuff is because of that. And I love the old man. And so he was a man of principles, right? And so straightforward. He would tell you what it is, and that's it. So how let me I don't know if you have worked with maybe you work with different nationalities or so, but I want to come home because you are an African descent. I want to talk about us. I, yeah. I want to come home to our community. I want to come home to Africa, and I want to be Pacific Liberians. So, some Liberians in leadership, right? It's tough working with them. They have their own mindset, and they have their own way of um, describing what a leadership should be. For me, I think you are there to serve as a leader. You are there to empower. You are there to inspire. You are there to direct people, help them grow, and stuff like that. So what were you, and because of our mindset of leadership, most of the time it can be our businesses or it can be our organizations or different things that we as Liberians are in leadership of or in, we struggle with it. And some will say, oh, it don't last. Some will say, oh, this, that, that. But what would be your encouragement tonight, since you are a leadership coach and you being a Liberian? What would you say tonight to encourage us, like me, who is a Liberian leader?
Great question. Great question. This question came up when I was doing this segment on KMTV. I think we thrive in fear-based leadership. Um, the leaders that I've seen, not all of them, but majority of the leaders from our community, they're very territorial in their position. They do not want to share their power.
Mm.
Uh, they do not want to share those leadership nuggets that's going to make the next person better, because they may think that if you're better, then I'm insignificant, right? But that's not it. If I can make you better than me, I am a better person. It's all over the book that you want to be the guy who creates stars, right? You do not want to be the star. You want to create stars, and if you create so many stars, what do you think you're going to be, right? So in our community, the leadership style is strictly fear based, but do not be afraid. Be a coach. Be personable. Whenever I speak to some of my staff, I tell them, listen, my position today, you could be in that position tomorrow, right? So I'm going to humanize myself. I'm going to come in and not just be top heavy and giving you and pushing you around here. If I get to one of my homes that I run, uh, if I see people in there, I see them just as my equal. And if there's anything around the home, I'm going to work immediately to start to get to work. And you're not less. You're actually you have more power placing yourself in those minute roles, right? They see you in them. However, you own the company, and now they're like, wow, how can I be like him? How can I be like this leader who comes in and he's not yelling at me, but doing the work, right? That I should have been doing. So what you're doing, you're not subservient. What you're doing is just coaching them in the most subtle way. You're coaching them, letting them know that nothing is beneath you that you cannot do as a leader. So the leaders in our community do the the dirty work as well. Get your hands dirty, right? Get your hands dirty. The time of those days of being the king and the king is up there and just giving commands, those days are over. You would not be an effective leader, no matter what it is. Whether you're the president of Liberia or you're the manager of a store, or just having your own store, you have to place yourself in a position where you can do the dirty work as well.
Great. And it's awesome that, because I feel leaders, you set example. So it's good that you said, because some people they feel that, oh, because I am a leader, so I should lay back and and boss people around. But I think leaders should set example, be that example, lead the people by example. um don't be bossy, and that's what Jesus did. He led the people by example.
Yeah.
It's just like we in the educational field, right? We teach,
Mhm.
and you are talking, I thought about this one girl who, um little girl, who comes, she comes to school late. I'm talking about 4 years plus old. But where I work, my institution, or the institution where I work, we start, empowering the kids and teaching them leadership from a very early age. And so she will come to school late, and I'll tell her, "Who are you?" She says she wants to be a doctor. So I say, "Okay, who are you?" "I am a doctor." "Okay, and you are a leader. What should leader do?" "Set example." And so I said, you can't be coming late to school if you're going to set example and you want to be a doctor. So it's good that you even said that, because as a leader, you should be there to empower, your
Mhm.
employee. You should be there to show them what to do, and not think say you have to do that, or like you said, so they can be in fear when they see you. They are afraid. What is it now that she or he coming to say? Oh, when he or she see me doing this, it's gonna be. No, you have to even make the environment comfortable, a
Absolutely.
pleasant and loving and respectful environment. Because remember, now what you give is what you will get back. And so, to whom much is given, much is required. And from the Bible, it's not every March chapter 1, it's from the Bible. So
100%.
yeah, if you know you are a leader, it doesn't mean you should sit back, cross your legs, and relax, especially because you're giving somebody money, or you paying somebody, so you boss them around and tell them anything you want to tell them. But be an example. And sometimes in my field, what I have seen, because of me seeing the paper laying down on the floor, and other people will come and pass by it, though they saw it. But me being a leader and the owner of a business, going there to pick up that paper, I have empowered my staff to say, if she, as a leader and the owner of the business, can roll her sleeves, right? And go down and pick up stuff and sweep and mop and wash the this and do this and clean the kids and do that, and she do it joyfully, she's happy doing it, I too am able to do it. So once you set that example, you are able to inspire your staff or whoever you're working with, wherever you are. It can be in the church, it can be outside of the church, but to whom much is given, much is required. Would you go?
Absolutely. And most importantly is developing a relationship with those who you're leading.
Yeah.
That is so critical. And I don't see that happening in our community too often. Develop a relationship with those that you're leading. They'll listen to you more. Let them feel that you do genuinely care. You have to care because in the book, there's a chapter that talks about leading from behind. The flock, if you see a flock, you see the shepherd is always behind, just to be able to identify the weak, to be able to identify those that are lagging behind. So that way you put yourself in a position to help them get better. You as a leader, a person in your organization should get better because of you. You shouldn't have the pink slip in your pocket and ready to just give it to people or just fire people all over the place. No, you are not a leader. Leadership is a learned art. And I believe anyone who have found themselves in any role, even if you become the president, you need some leadership coaching. You need some leadership nuggets that's going to make you to serve effectively.
And yeah, and even like I was saying, and that's great again that you said that. I just want to add, because when you were speaking, this is what came to mind. Let's say teachers, right? Educators.
Okay.
Um, someone taught you, someone held your hand to show you how to even hold the pencil. And I bet if you go back, the person that taught you, maybe it could be your preschool teacher, it could be your middle school teacher, it can be your high school teacher or what have you. Probably you are a better man and earning more money, more finance or what have you than them. But that doesn't make you better than them. But somebody had to empower you. Somebody had to teach you. So as educators, we produce doctors, lawyers, because you were talking, you said even if you can teach someone to be even better than you as a leader, it is okay. Don't be afraid that the person will know more than me or they will be better than me. And so for this reason, like right now, we give example because she's not far away. My 2 8 on here, she's in training. And sometimes it can be easy. But I'm training her for tomorrow, when I'm not here. And even if she's better than me, that's awesome. Because why? It will show that I did a great job
Yep.
by investing my time and empowering her. So
Yep.
then, so we as leaders, especially African leaders or Liberian leaders,
Okay.
let not make our staff, our employees, or our people that we leading, let not make them to be afraid of us. Let create that relationship, like he said. We should be able to relate, and they should be able and also create that space where they can come to you freely and talk to you about something that they don't understand,
Absolutely.
need help with. But sometimes it's like you can't even they are not approachable. You can't even approach
No.
them. They don't even have the time. They're too busy. You ask them, you're struggling with something, and you asking, and it's not. This is not even in the African community. You as a leader, you should be approachable. You should create that. If a staff come to you or someone is struggling with something they don't understand, try to even right there. If you cannot, if you are too busy that you are not able to help them, make sure you go back, because then they will be able to approach you easily. I see 1 or 2 questions here, so
Yep.
please let's do it. But I love the information you are giving. You speaking my language here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you.
Grace to Grace Boss Lady. What's one book, quote, or experience that have changed your approach to leadership?
I've read so many, so many. Let me see what I can pop here. It's the book by Jim Collins. It's called Good to Great. As a leader, you cannot be complacent. You have to always thrive to move from good to great. And even right now, great is not even good enough anymore. That's what the leader has to learn. So you want to be exceptional. You don't want to be great, but if you're good, that's okay. But make sure you're moving from good to great. And then if you're great, move to be exceptional. And you can have an impact on this world in ways that you otherwise wouldn't have.
Next
All
question.
righty. Brother King Dixon again. Mr. Wigger, you're saying not everyone is a leader, but doesn't Genesis 1:28 imply doesn't Genesis 1:28 imply that God gave human dominion over the earth, essentially making us all leaders?
Your own brother over.
I
Yes,
love it. I love it.
You
This is
feel
a
like
bright,
brother for another
intelligent
mother, so
mind.
that one I'm inside.
This is a bright, intelligent mind. So in Genesis, the Bible tells us to have dominion over the earth, and also tell us to replenish the earth. That means we should multiply, and dominion means we should actually take hold of the earth. That puts us in a leadership position. But have we done a great job doing so? Have we cultivated the skill set that's required for us to be great leaders? What did we do? Leadership uh, do obey. We didn't obey, and so we lose those nuggets. We lose those abilities. And so God gave us whatever God gave us is a seed, right? And we have to either plant those seeds on fertile grounds for them to grow. So as a leader, you want to plant yourself in a way that you can grow and be better. Um, and so the fact that God gave us those promises in Genesis that we should rule over the earth, yes, but we have to learn how to do so effectively. And I'm not sure if leaders across the world has done so effectively, given World War I, given World War II, given the political climate, the geopolitical climate that we have now, given a conflict that we found even in Gaza with even the nation of Israel. Uh, have we done a great job? So maybe if we have learned and look at the other areas of the Bible that taught us how to be great leaders, we wouldn't make such a colossal mistake of leading this beautiful earth in the ground, because that's what leaders have done. And if we can have leaders that will learn how to be leaders and don't think that because you became the prime minister today or tomorrow, that gave you a ticket to be a great leader. You're not. You need to learn how to lead. And we can have this conversation on this particular topic all night. Whatever God gave you, like the time that God gave you, you need to use it wisely. Even the resources that we have, money, um, it's a seed as well. Are you going to plant that seed in the place where it's going to grow? Are you going to grow as a leader? After you have been placed in this role, are you going to grow as a leader? And so you find in organizations that a person will be a manager for 25 years. They cannot move beyond that role
Mm.
because they haven't grown. You have to outgrow your role. If you're a manager, start to behave like a CEO. So when that position is open, you already have cultivated the skill set that's going to take you there. So the answer to my brother's question in short is yes, God has given us dominion over this earth, but we haven't done a great job because we haven't delved into his word to use those tools, to use those great tools that we need to rule this world. He said, sow and ye shall reap, seek and ye shall find. Those different uh, promises, even in the church, you find that Christians are uh, much more poorer than others, and so I don't think we've done a great job. The fact that God has given us, uh, those great endowments. I don't think we've done a great job being leaders of this earth. I think we're destroying it.
you, before you ask that question, this boy is pressing my button here, and but I will not go into the topic because we have that topic coming up, and you will be one of the. Yeah, we'll bring you. keep pressing my button, especially talking about being good stewards, right? Of what God have trusted you with.
Absolutely.
You talk about your finance. My whole body issue, but I'm going there. I will not. I refuse to go there. I will save it for that topic, and then we will come and talk about it. Evelyn, don't go there, okay? What's the next
That would
question?
be hard. Okay. Grass to Grace. What inspired the vision behind what you are doing today?
A wonderful question. Wonderful question. I have seen leadership that have caused so much hurt. I have caused so much harm. And leadership across the spectrum, whether it's a presidential leadership or organizational leadership, even leadership in the home, and because of the lack thereof, the skill set that's needed to bring about a calm, to bring about tranquility in the organization, in the home. There's such a colossal failure from leaders that have caused so much hurt. Even in organizations, people leave organizations the way they leave. They come back and shoot up the place. You guys have seen those on TV. So there's so much hurt that leaders have caused because they are fearful themselves. So if a person is fearful and they thrive in fear, they're going to just use that disposition to lead. And if you do so, people around you, they're going to pick up the same energy and you're going to hurt people. People quit their bosses sometimes more than just quitting their job. If you have a great boss, you want to stay at that job. Trust me, even if you get paid $1 more somewhere else, you know what? I'm comfortable here. So whenever you hear a person say they're comfortable here, they're actually comfortable with their bosses there or the leaders they have. And there's a concept where you have the leader versus the boss. A bossy person, nobody likes a bossy person. So most people will quit their bosses and stuff like that. So given those sort of attributes, I think a leader should be more and more and more relatable in this day and age. If you must have an impact, you must be relatable.
On that note, welcome to the Evelyn Marsh Network. We want to welcome all of you that have tuned in, our listeners. Thanks for being here to support. Please do not forget, subscribe the Evelyn Marsh Network on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us everywhere. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. And also, I want to also encourage you to follow or subscribe to our brother, Emmauel Randolph, on YouTube, his YouTube channel. Please, if that's the best you can do for him today, for taking his time to be here and empower us, please do that. As he was speaking, just before you asked the next question, Jonetta, even we as parents, the leadership starts from home. Yeah, we are leaders. And so not all, but most men, I will start with the men, or fathers or dads, however way you want to do it. You are a leader in your home. It starts from there.
Yeah.
The way you relate to your kids, the way you act to their mother, the things you do to your wife, the way you even treat your children. You are a leader at home. And so God have trusted you with the one you said I do to, with the children that you have on this earth. You need to be a good example. It's not only at the job. It's not only at churches. It's even at home. So if you don't take anything from here today, know that you as a father and a mother, you are a leader. And so set better example. If not, great example for your kids at home. I will always tell you, my dad is a role model. He's the first, and probably he's the last. No other man come before and after. Because that papa did a great job to empower me. And I sit here with P and D. I can say it honestly. So you know, especially we as girls, we are daddy's princess or
Yeah.
princesses, right? So I just want to. He was talking, and I just felt encouraged to say that, especially to our African fathers. You are a leader, and it starts from home. To our African mothers, you are a leader, and it starts from home. So please, let be a better leader, a great leader to our kids and our family. The next question, Pujubu.
Alrighty. From grace to grace. What's the biggest mission that keeps you motivated beyond success or recognition?
The
Wow,
only
what what
deal.
what motivates me is my ability to give. You know, we don't understand the power of giving. And you don't give because you have a lot. You give because of a mindset. Sometimes I find myself at the Dollar Tree, and the next person behind me, I don't need to know you. I don't need to know your economics situation. I'm gonna bless you, and just pay for your grocery or whatever it is that you were buying. It's blessed to give than to receive, right? And so I think if we can put ourselves in a position to be givers, you can never lack. So just look at yourself shoveling, and once you're shoveling your blessing towards others, whether it's your time, your resources, just being generous alone, the abundance that God is going to give you, God is going to bring a truck. You're using a little shovel, right, to give, but God is going to bring a truck to replenish that, because God is using you as a medium. He's using you as a vessel to produce, His goodness. He wouldn't use anybody else. So the gratification that comes from giving is underrated, and I want to encourage us tonight that be a person of value, give your resources, not to the point where it's going to hurt you, where those fake pastors be saying like, "Oh, give until you hurt," all of those sort of false doctrine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about giving from your heart. Whenever you have the urge to give, and the more you give, the more you're going to definitely get. Because God needs to use you as a vessel to help, to empower your time. What you guys are doing here, creating this platform, that's generosity, and writing a book, putting all of your knowledge in there to help others that you may not be able to reach. That's generosity. You know, helping a neighbor out is generosity. Holding the door for someone, giving a smile. Be a person of value. Be a person who is going to be in a room, and because you're in that room is, there's positive energy in there. Whenever you frown, you're not giving, you're taking. You have to ask yourself, am I a faucet or am I a cup? A faucet is going to continuously give, but a cup going to get full. You go and drink and come back. That's tiring. Be a giver. And I see that lacking in our community. And the excuse is, oh, I don't have much. I don't make a lot. I only make $19 an hour. No, be a giver and see how much God is going to open doors for you. There's ton of, you know, Bible verses that back that up. I have friends who are not even Christians, who explain the power of just giving. And I'm not talking about doctrinal giving where they're asking you to give 10% of your tithe, of your resources to a church. That's extremely debatable. We can talk about that another time. But just be a person of value. Empower yourself to the place where you can be a resource. Be a resource where people can come to for information, for whatever it is. When the people need help, be the first person to think about. If you don't have it, that's fine. You can find resources that can help them to have those questions answered, or to solve those problems.
Hey, Emmanuel, man, you too much. You too much. You too much. But
You
on
told me
that
to come here tonight, Evelyn. So there you have it.
you too much. But God loves a cheerful giver, and I will leave it at that. Not not a painful giver, right?
No.
Cheerful. Cheerful.
Cheerful, yeah.
You know what it means
Yeah.
when
So those fake pastors and those
oh
false prophets are
I,
talking about
you
give
too
until you hurt. No. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not doing it.
pay you too much. I'm not going there with you. I have a special time to go there. Not therefore keep poking me here tonight. But let's
Ah, yeah.
I love a cheerful giver. There you have it. That's all we can say to that.
That's it. That's it.
All right. Yeah, brother, back on here. Brother King Dixon, how do you continue to develop and refine your leadership skills?
Oh, my home. Yes, 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 yes. Dr. Dixon, by reading,
Enjoy.
by intentionally reading materials that are going in line with your goals, intentionally listen to podcasts, selectively watch shows, read certain books that's going to empower you to improve your leadership skills. It's doable. You will find a person who just came in the company before you. You've been there for 10 years and they become your director because they have learned some skills. So the more you learn, the more you earn. I think all leaders should learn every day, learn something new every day, or at least make an attempt to learn something new every day. And measure it. It's measurable. Measure it over the next 3 months where you're reading something along the lines of leadership every single day and see how that's going to transform your mind. Because leaders, being a great leader is more of a mindset thing. Once your mindset have, been adapted to growth, you have that growth and abundance mindset, you'll be unstoppable. And I promise you, you start to read every single day and see how unstoppable you're going to be within a year.
Are you a cup or are you a faucet?
I am a, I'm a complete faucet.
No, yes, while you were talking, and so I had to repeat that because it just he mentioned it. Are you a cup? Are you a faucet? So you have to keep reading, empowering yourself, and honestly, I can relate to that, especially since we started this platform. Because every time we bring out a topic, we ourselves have to do research, and it has really opened our eyes to a lot of things and empower us in such a great way. And so we also want to empower you, and that's the reason why we are on here every Sunday at 7 p.m. to just learn and grow together. And our brother here tonight is doing another awesome job to help us get there. The next question, Pujubu.
Oh, brother Mike, welcome.
Uncle Mike, Uncle Mike, Uncle Mike. If you just
Uncle Mike is coming. He's
here with
preparing.
our brother Emmauel, who is the author of the book, The Modern Seven Leader. So we are talking about leadership here today and stuff like that. So welcome, Uncle Mac. And if you are just coming like him, we want to welcome you as well. Take it home, Pujubu.
Brother Emmanuel, how do you handle failure or public criticism?
Well, failure should be a bridge. Failure should be embraced by the leader. Failure should be a lesson. Uh, do not quit because you fail. Make sure you learn something from it. That's a lesson that's in every failure. And most leaders and most effective individuals and successful people that I have known, including myself, we have failed in many different ways. But that failure should be a feel, right? It should feel you. It should be like a failure should be like, okay, I failed at this. What have I learned from it? I have been ridiculed publicly, but what did I learn from it? How can I get better? So instead of frowning at failure, you want to embrace failure. And that's all that philosophy is. Every great leader wants to embrace failure and learn from it, so you don't make those mistakes anymore. And also, you want to learn from other people's failures. That's why it's important to read. You want to learn from other people's mistakes as well, so you don't make those mistakes. But you do need failure as lesson as you go along as a leader.
Especially if you have lived long on this earth.
Absolutely.
Can't run from that.
Try and error.
Next.
But then sadly, some people do not learn from their failure.
Yeah.
Like a country like Liberia that's almost 200 years old.
Oh, Lord.
They have not learned
200.
almost 200
Is it
years old.
almost? Well, we getting there.
In the 70s now. How can you compare 70s with 200? Nice to us. Yeah.
It's almost 200 years old of a country, and the same era that have relegated the country to where it has been stagnated. Those same errors have been made. So you ask yourself, is it really errors, or these are just intentional acts that's going to keep a country down, that's going to keep a company down? And if I have to describe Liberia as a country, I would say that's a passive defensive country. They have certain things that they hold fast to. They would not leave it, even if it's going to help the country grow. So, a country like Liberia or an organization need to reimagine themselves. Why have we been here for so long, and other countries have come and surpassed us? Countries that looked up to you before, they have come and surpassed you. So are you learning from your mistakes? Of course, there's so many mistakes, but are you learning from those mistakes? That's a pivotal question that we should ask ourselves in our homes, in our schools, in our communities, in our churches. Where are you at the bottom of the spectrum? Given the fact that you were the first to be exposed to civilization, you were the first to be exposed to the light, so to speak. So again, failures, you must learn from them and do better.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can learn the wrong thing and it becomes your new normal, and you just keep going with it, and you don't know how to divert from it. And it's my hope that people embrace leadership tools that's going to help their countries, their organizations, their homes be better because of them. Your home should be better because you're present. Your children should be better because you're in that home and you're providing guidance. Your environment, your friends should be better because you are their friends. Every role that you participate in, every organization that you work at, that organization has to be better because of you. You have to leave a mark. You have to be the light, because darkness cannot comprehend light. And how do you achieve those things? By developing yourself, being a person of value. Every day, be a person of value. Learn something new. Learn how to be better. Change your mindset. Have that abundance mindset that says everything is possible. Even if it's negative, I could learn something from that. Those that dig that diamond, before you get to one diamond, how much of a dirt would you have on earth before you got to one diamond? So look at every situation that way, that everything that we face as individuals, as leaders, there is a lesson to learn there, and there is a diamond, and you have to look for that diamond and find it, because it's going to worth your while after all.
Ujubu, I keep going. They bought too much for me.
To the part of the audience right now. From Grandma Annie Hester. Emmanuel, do you go out to do public speaking? If so, please leave us your contact info. Yes,
Oh,
Grandma,
I
I did post that up, but I will post it again as we go along. But please go ahead, sir.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Everywhere that I can give value, I'll be more than happy to come out, and solve some problems. I love to answer questions. I love to bring light where there is not much light. So yes, the question is yes, absolutely.
So again, I will repin his information, his contact information there, and the book details is also on that link. Once you click that link, it will
It's
take
being
you
posted
directly to the book details.
to get a digital copy. Yeah. If you can, please support him. Get a copy um, of the book, also his YouTube channel. But let's support our brother Emmanuel. Every question you ask me, and honestly, you got me. I'm just squeezing myself in my seat, and I will do my best to be good. But every question you answer, honestly, you say something that is very important and that I can relate to,
Okay,
and so that's great. So
thank you.
you are my brother. You are my sister.
Alright.
I'm not your sister, I'm your brother.
Oh,
Correction.
Go ahead, Bujubu.
All right. The next question. What personal habit or mindset have helped you stay grounded under pressure? Under
Personal
pressure?
habit. Personal habit. I have a thing on my wall that says, "Am I making the best use of my time right now?" So personally, I'm ensure that every minute of my day counts. So I'm not saying I'm the guy who just go to work and work and work and work and work. No, if it's time for recreation, it's intentional, right? But every minute of your day must count for something. Uh, you're laying on the couch doing nothing. Maybe you're resting. Yeah, let's say you're resting, but every minute of your day must count. So I'm a learner. So I'm excited to learn something new every single day. But more than anything else, I ensure that every minute that's given to me is a seed, and I must plant it well so that they can grow. Whether it's empowering someone so that person can grow, whether it's going to the gym so I can get stronger, whether it's studying a certain type of diet so I can, live well. Every second of your day is a seed. You have to plant it well. Every dime that is given to you, you must plant it. It must grow. It must work for you, right? Everything that God has given us, we have to be steward of those things God has given us. If God given the apartment, make sure that apartment is the best looking apartment. If God has given you a skin, make sure that skin is the best looking one. And we can just go on and on and on. And it's all about mindset. If God has given you a country that's called Liberia, make it better if you're in leadership. If not, you have failed dramatically.
On that note, before you go to Uncle Mark question, Emmanuel,
Yes, ma'am.
I just love your knowledge. You
I
have so
Thank
much.
you.
No, to be honest, you have so much in you. And you are really empowering us here today. You are saying a lot of things. And so audience, go back, listen. Um, you have the information, but what do you do with it? And anything that God gave you, whatsoever your hand finds to do, do it as unto the Lord. And that includes your time, your finance, and everything else around you. Um, there are what I have two other occasions that I should have been to. Um, Knowing the Evelyn before, I won't be sitting here. I'll be running. But like you said, Liberia, when you're talking about Liberia, we keep doing the same thing, making the same mistakes. And anything you do over and over, repeatedly, you won't get a different result.
Absolutely.
You will get the same result. And so I've come to realize that. So I decided to cut down a lot of the things. Like you said, spend your time wisely. It's just safe to say, not in a negative way, Emmanuel, but it's just safe to
Hmm.
say, I just love you tonight. For
I
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
for
Love can never be negative.
no, but in our community now, I'm not looking.
it's
So
not stable.
it's not safe. I love the brother. They, me and myself will always. So I will boldly say, Emmauel Randolph, I love you with the love of God.
Thank you. I love you too. I love you too, Evelyn.
Yeah, you are impacting, you are empowering us here tonight. So don't just go to places because you want to please people. Don't be a man pleaser. Are you a faucet or are you a cup? Make sure that one thing I take from you tonight, Papa, and I will keep telling myself, Evelyn, are you a faucet or a cup? Make sure you go to places and spend your time there because it's worth it. You are making an impact. You are doing something. You are playing the role God wants you to play. You are planting
Absolutely.
positive seed, not just running all over the place like Evan used to. At the end of the day, we're getting nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The next question, I will stop here. Uncle Mark,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh man. Okay, Uncle Mike. What plans do you have to get your leadership ideas transferable?
Great question. We are everywhere on social media. We are putting together a podcast that's going to be global. We have a goal of selling at least 1 million copy of this book. Currently, the book is everywhere books are sold, including Amazon, Goodreads, and it's in 2 languages, in Spanish and in English. It's in all formats. It's in audiobook, physical book, Kindle, downloadable, because this message has to go out there. People need to understand what leadership should actually be. And Jesus Christ cannot be wrong, because the undercurrent of this book is based on what Jesus told his disciples at the Last Supper. When they asked him, and I'm going to repeat, Master, who should be our leader? You're leaving, you're going. And Christ told them, if you want to be a leader, if you want to be the leader of this pack, you must be a servant. So I cannot overemphasize, uh, how important this message is, and this message need to go global. That's why we have it on YouTube. We have different segments. Every time you see me on YouTube, I'll be talking about leadership and self-empowerment. And so you can also help to take this message out. Invite me to your church, invite me to your organization, invite me to places where we can gather leaders and empower them. We can empower them on so many different spectrum, on how to be a leader, on how to manage your finances, on how to be a person of influence. And if you are a manager and you don't have influence, what you are is just a dictator, because nobody's going to follow you. People who have influence, they will follow you because you have influence. But if you don't, they're just going to follow you because you're giving them a paycheck, and it doesn't last. You have to outlast your position. Where if you leave that position and go out, the person who worked for you or work with you will always be glad to be in your presence. But some of these bosses, after the employees leave, they don't even want to say hi to them when they meet them in the street. So it's quite amazing. But leadership needs to be learned. It's a learned art, and you can be a better leader when you learn. And if you put yourself in a position to learn, and learn intentionally.
Most of
Man.
us are getting many in Portugal, so let's keep going.
Yes, 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 yes. Grandma Annie. Oh, let's go back to King first. Brother King Dixon said, leadership wise, can you teach a old dog new tricks?
Yes, you can teach your old dog new tricks. It'll be a little difficult because you have to help them to unlearn those things that they have known to be true, those things that they have known to be facts. You have to help them unlearn those things and change their mindset first. So the biggest work for the old dog is to help him to just get to a place of unlearning those things that have not worked. Again, I'm going to go back to Liberia because that's where I'm from.
We suffer.
And say that again.
I said we suffer in your hand today.
uh, I played some major roles in Liberian politics at a certain time, and I understand now the reason why we're at where we're at now as a nation. But again, that question that King asked is a very important question. Some people are just set in their own ways. You can never grow if you don't unlearn those things. And that's the reason why those kinds of places like Liberia and other organizations do not grow. If you go to those Orthodox uh, institutions, like those Orthodox churches, uh, they do not want to embrace a contemporary sound, right? They frown at it because they're used to this sound that they have used for ages. But is it appealing to the youth now? Is it appealing to them? Do they want to be a part of that? Is it because we serve a renewing God. Every day something is being renewed, right? You speak about the renewal of the spirit, and stuff like that. So what makes you think the music that you listened to in 1804, that's what is appealing today? But people stand on those dogma and they just create such walls that discourage the young people. You know, one out of maybe five youth will be in church, and some of the reason why they are in church is because maybe their parents are um, in leadership there, or they got talent and they're participating in worship and stuff like that. But because of those old dogs that do not want to conform to the changing times, their organizations are stagnated. You can never innovate and grow. For instance, BlackBerry. I'm not sure how many of you guys remember BlackBerry. It
Yep.
was it was the best gadget. Even the U.S. president was using BlackBerry. They refused to grow. They had a great thing. They decided to just stay at it. BlackBerry woke up one morning. Something called Apple showed up. Something called Android showed up with bigger screen with apps and stuff like that. Uh, the market share went down 60% immediately. And fast forward, BlackBerry is dead, completely dead. Because as a leader, if you don't do so, that's what's going to happen to you. And so I can overemphasize the fact that as a leader, you must learn to get better. You must learn people skills. You must adapt to technology because that's what's happening today. That's what's appealing today. And there's so many organizations, so many churches that have closed if you just Google it because they refuse to conform to the changing times on how to appeal to the youth today. So as a leader, you also want to be youth centric. You want to understand the language of the young people because at the end of the day, they will be the next leaders of this world. Yeah. So that's my nugget for that particular question.
Alrighty. Sis, Grandma Annie,
You
my
better get
son,
it right.
my son, you are wise, full of light, and your dad did a good job in raising
Thank you.
you. And God Jesus, the Holy Spirit is truly upon you. God bless you, my son.
The boy is blushing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Alrighty. Brother Mike, he said, I believe one problem we have in our country, Liberia, is lack of nationalism, and that is sad. Alrighty. Um, Grass to grace. How do you balance profit with purpose in your leadership decision?
Well, as a company, your first profit is to be the satisfaction of your workers. That's your first profit. If you cannot make profit along those lines, you're going down. Your turnover rate is going to be extremely high.
Mhm.
Your first profit is to ensure that those that you work with, those that you're leading, you can have enough influence over them that they love to be there. And if they love to be there, they're going to stay there for an hour and don't want to get paid. But if they're not your first profit, as soon as it's 11 o'clock or 3 o'clock for them to leave, they want to run out of there so fast.
Yep.
So profit, money, you cannot chase money. You have to chase people. You have to chase people and develop relationships with them. If you chase money, you will not get it. I can promise you that. You can work the overtime. You can work 3 jobs. You will not get it. You will not get to that financial independence, right? So chase people, be a person of value. And that's a whole topic that we can write a whole book on as far as that's concerned. So the way to balance profit and people, let people be your first profit. Then the money is going to follow.
Alrighty. The next question, Rise to Grace. If you could give one piece of advice to young innovators watching this interview, what would it be?
Hmm. Young innovators, that's a segment. That's a very niche market. Young innovators, as you innovate, make sure that you develop people's skills because most of the young folks nowadays, they're very isolated. They're not like us who grew up and most of what we did was outside. Now, those young innovators, they're in their cubicles, they're at home, and they're making great, strides. I think develop people's skill. Get out there, learn how to say hello to a stranger, learn how to uh, engage a person in a meaningful conversation. I see that even we're guilty of that, where we get out there and we're on our phone, even at dinner and stuff like that. We have to find a way to reconnect. So those young innovators, I say, tap into developing your people skill. And if you can bring those two together, you can make an enormous amount of difference in this world, and amongst your friends, and in the organization that you work with. So if you don't do that, trust me, you're just going to be a tool. You're just going to be a tool as a young innovator.
Alrighty, yep, that is it on here. So that is it from the audience. Thank you guys for trying to get to understand Brother Emmanuel. Sis Nana says so true. As you were talking earlier on the previous question. So yeah, thank you guys again for tuning in, for having a chit chat with Brother Emmanuel and trying to get to know him. Again, please, 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 please do not forget to go on his YouTube channel and subscribe to his page. Also, please, if you have not, or if you're still in the process of getting the copy of the book, like he said, that link right there, it opens up to everywhere. Once you click that link, there's so many channels there that you can, go through and get a copy of that book. Like he said, it is on Kindle, which is cheaper on there if you're a Kindle person. It's cheaper on the Kindle. If you need a hard copy, is the price is also on Amazon, and also if you need a paperback copy, it's also there. I was trying to share my screen earlier to show you. I don't know if it popped up.
It did, because I
Okay.
don't know how you took it out. So I
Okay, so
don't know.
I will go back. I'll
Yeah,
go
but
back
I
to it.
can post it, because we're asking to give his patent statement, and then we'll show that, because I wanted to. Could you mention it, because I saw it. We just
Okay.
need to.
So yeah, please, please let us try to support. This is Liberian owned, and this is something that we are lacking in the community. We don't support our own. That is all over the place. Or if we go there, we want last price. They may not doing last price. It's straight up on the internet.
Oh,
No
yeah,
last price
post
here.
it all over the place. So go get it there. Don't come to
If
me.
you want get it from him directly, maybe we'll talk some kind of way and we use the Evelyn March Network show since you guys are tuning in.
That'll
Then
give
we
us
can
a
do
lot
last
of.
price.
Yeah.
But writing and publishing, there's a whole lot that comes with that. So please, please, please let us support our own. For those that are, learning or want to become a leader, let's dive into that book and understand the training process of becoming a leader in there. So come on, get a copy of that book, or you can contact Brother Emmanuel if you say, "Oh, the internet gave me hard time." His number is right there: 952-210-8029. Please contact him and get a copy of the book. For those that are computer friendly, well, our finger ain't always moving before we can even blink. You can use the Kindle version to read the book and understand, and also get some training from the book as well. If you want a one-on-one face to face, and you say, "Look, Brother Emmanuel, I'm sorry, I can't go through the book process because some of us we Liberian, we like the shortcut. We like book beneath." So if you say, "I don't want to go through the book, but I want you to teach me how to be a great leader," he's also offering that. Contact him directly and he can come and walk you through that process of becoming a great leader. Not just a good leader, but a great and exceptional leader. So please, 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 his info is right there. Again, let us show our support to the brother.
And one of the good thing I love about his answers, when he give it, he always include the word of God, so that you know that he's not just talking on top of his head. So even like my mom was asking him, you can invite him to your organizations, to your small group sessions, instead of one-on-one. One-on-one, he's available. Organization, um, churches, Bible study, the time you take to just do all of that. Oh, they can, boy, look like he don't want us to leave from here. But yeah, so he's open to come to you. And Emmanuel, I will talk to you because even if you have your businesses, right, you can also invite him to come and also talk to your employees and stuff to kind of just boost them up a little bit. So Emmanuel is, you have so much wisdom on this, and you can testify to that tonight. The important part of it, he add the word of God to it. He's not just talking. Don't be a cop, be a faucet. I see a reading, a question here, Jonathan. Please go ahead with that.
Yes, ma'am.
From our brother King.
Brother King Dixon. How can leaders prioritize their own well-being and self-care while managing the demands of leadership?
Great question again. Great question, King. So, self care is one of your non negotiables, right? So, as an individual, as a company, you have to have non negotiables. Self care, you don't have an option. That has to be your first go to. You have to take care of you. Because remember, God has given you a life for you to be a steward over that life. So for those of you who chase success and forget yourself, you forget to comb your hair, you forget to put your wig on, forget to do your makeup because you're running to a job. What's the essence of that? You are steward of who you are as an individual, and not just taking care of yourself physically, but taking care of yourself spiritually. You have to find a space where you can renew, and I can speak to this concept, you know, uh, uh, more because I've seen entrepreneurs who they're burnt out. They become successful. They become multimillionaires, but then they look around. They have the worst relationship with their children.
Mhm.
You are not successful. I'm sorry. They have the worst relationship with their friends. And so self care is so critical. And besides taking care of yourself physically, the promises you make to yourself. Are you fulfilling those promises that you make to yourself? Let's start with that. Those promises you made to yourself, it's just you alone saying that to yourself. So if you can't even honor that, that's what you start with as a leader. And whenever I get the individual that I coach, I say, let's go to your family. Let's see how we can fix those areas. And I'm not saying you must be married. That's not what I'm preaching here. But what's your relationship with your children? What's your relationship with your friends? How many persons are you beefing with? Do you know how much energy that takes away from you as an individual?
Mhm.
What's going on? Is this something that we can work on to resolve, so you can have some level of equilibrium, have some tranquility in your life? Then you can go and conquer the world. But you already have that burden of self, and then how is it possible to get out there and conquer the world? So that question is so pivotal because you have to take care of you. It has to be a non-negotiable. That is not on the table for negotiation. You have to take care of you before you get out there and do what God has called you to do, what your community requires of you, what your friends require of you. Because people get in your life as your friends, you better be the light, no matter how negative they are. And I can promise you, you're going to transform them. I can promise you guys, my friends love to hang out with me. King is at my house every time. Um, you
That's a
know,
quote,
Ah,
girl.
I see.
Yeah, so be the light. It's easy to be the light. It's very easy to be the light. Offer a smile. That's free. Just give it out to people, man. The frowning is not going to work. It's going to hurt you more. Forgive. You forgive people not uh because of them. Create space in your heart for other positive things, instead of carrying a negative person in your heart. Forgive. And I'm not saying forget because sometimes it's impossible, but forgive. Genuinely forgive and say, God, please help that person to be better and mean it. So self help, and empowering yourself is critical. Again, I will say this again, is a non-negotiable.
Alrighty. Grass to grace. Great interview, sir. Job well done, ladies. Thank you too, Mama.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Jonetta, every good things must come to an end, whether good or bad. And I know we could be here and here and here, but Emmauel, I can say Emmauel because I know you from way back, and so I can
Mhm.
just call you like that, Emmauel.
Of course, of course.
So you have so much wisdom. Please, we would love for you to come back and join us with on different topics because there are other things you do. So we would love to talk about taxes.
Okay.
So we'll bring you on because we need to know a lot of things about that. Some of us don't know.
Okay.
But what is, and Pujupu, why he's answering that question, I would like for you to post his stuff back here so we can upload it and show it because it came too, but then you took it out, please. So please give your parting statement and so we can call it a day for today.
Yeah, I mean, we have discussed a lot. There wouldn't be a pivotal one that I would say, but what I would say here is what you guys are doing is incredibly, incredibly important to empower this community. The platform that you have developed, and I hope that people embrace what you are doing, what you're giving as a faucet, and come up here and just learn every day. But what I will leave here is the fact that we must we must put ourselves in a position to give, not not through coercion, not through somebody who says sow a seed and you're going to get blessing, another false doctrine. But genuinely give. Is so rewarding. And if you practice that, I promise you, you can come back to me in the next 6 months and say, yes, you were right. Put yourself in a position to give positive vibes. Put yourself in a position to give advice, give your resources to somebody who genuinely need it. Sponsor a child in another country. I have a daughter in Kenya that I support. Um, when I visited Kenya, she is so brilliant. She gave her speech, and the vice president promised to sponsor this little girl in school. Um, After the event, they ran after this guy. They just couldn't find him anywhere. So when I got into the country and I heard the story, I adopted her, and now she's in college. It doesn't have to come from your country, but the fact that you're having an impact in somebody's lives, sometimes it costs you less than $300 to sponsor a child for an entire year to go to school. We have in an elementary school in Liberia that I put in my father's name, that named it after my father, and school was doing extremely well. And when we started the school, it was tuition-free school. We had to add some tuition to it so that the school can sustain itself. So be a person of value, learn daily, put yourself in the mindset where I'm a giver. Give yourself that title today that you're a giver, that you're a faucet. I mean, that you are uh, not a cup. Do not be a cup that just take and take and take and take. It's tiring. So that's my parting nugget. It was really, really great hanging out with you guys, Janetta, um, and Evelyn. In the audience, great questions. Let's do this again.
Why you call my name and you smile? We smile.
I can remember at the wedding
Tell that
Oh
story, man.
Lord.
Tell that story. Tell
when
that
you
story.
refused
Oh Lord.
to dance. You refused. So Evelyn was she was my mate at the wedding. I was still with her at Bishop Prince's wedding. And it's time to go in to dance. The music is on, and this chick says she's not going to dance to this music because she doesn't dance with music like that. She's too stern. I'm like, hmm. So that's the background story there. And this is what over a decade ago, something
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And she walked right in front of you.
I
Oh
walk.
yeah. She just walked. I'm not going to dance to this music. This is worldly. Okay.
Why you
I can only picture that and imagine how that went.
why you
Oh yeah, yeah.
so, and he started, my boss started shaking his body. I turned, look at him, and I pick my head up and just walk straight through. Yeah,
If
but
it's not
Mm.
gospel, she ain't doing it.
and it's just me. Like I always say to people, I was born. I jumped out of my mom's womb. Old school. So I'm just old school, and I can't change that. I embrace it. I love it. So they
Be
accept it.
you, be you. Yep.
It has nothing to do with Christianity or being religion, but it's just me. I was born like that, and I love my uniqueness. So Pujupu, don't be a cup. You're a faucet.
Be a faucet.
Take that today.
But when you giving, some people they know how to hoard from you too. Oh.
But you see,
All
they
right.
give.
I'll speak to that. I'll speak to that. I'll speak to that. Whenever you're giving, like I said, make sure you're giving on a fertile ground. Do not plant your seed on a cement. It's not going to grow. And,
Mm,
and and sometimes be very very careful on who you give your resources to, because sometimes it's a medium. You take your cash and give it to a person who looked at that cripple. You have just exchanged
yeah.
with a medium.
Uh,
So be very very careful whom you give your resources to. It has to be intentional. Sometimes it has to be done covertly. Um, there are some really deep nuggets that I can bring here tonight that will blow your mind. There are people who you see on the wayside who has gone to the satanic kingdom and has picked up an outfit, and that outfit has it's a short it's a short legged outfit. They come out, they got no legs. You take your resources and give it to them, you have just connected and initiated yourself. So when I mean give with wisdom. God gave you common sense. Give to areas that you know is going to grow. So plant your seeds on fertile grounds.
mm, man, that piece that you just said stir up something up there. Mm, mm.
Do you have anything to say, Janetta?
Mm.
No, I
Something
think this boy.
something happened recently. That's what he just took my mind right back to that. And yeah. Mm, be careful. Yeah. We'll talk on it, mommy. Wow.
We'll talk about.
Be
We'll
careful. Be careful,
break
people.
time. Talk about.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
He know a lot, and so that
Yeah.
that head of yours, I'll pick in it. I'll bring.
Let's go. Let's go, Evelyn.
I'll
All right. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Again, don't forget this show will be aired in Liberia on Success FM 100.9 all week long, Monday through Saturday. For those of us that are needing information about leadership, please contact Brother Emmauel again. Like my mother is saying, he is very much knowledgeable on those things. So let us make use of him. It's one of Liberia's own, you
mm-hmm.
know. So I mean, when it comes down to things like this, we go and pay for it in the other side of it. I will lead the other side of it there. This is our own black and brown brother. Let us show our support. Let us utilize him. Let us try to connect with him and try to pour from him. You know, we can just be going here and there and pouring into other people, but we have one of our own here that is very successful. He has his book out. Again, let's go on Amazon or go on any platform that books are sold. You can even go to the bookstores, Barnes and Noble, I believe it is there, or you can contact him directly again on his number. But you can also try to reach out to him for those that are needing, personal coaching. He is available. Just call the number right up there, 952-210-8029, and you can get a hold of him, and he will make available to you his schedule, and you guys can work something out. Make use of people. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that the Evelyn Marsh Network is bringing to you guys. We are all here to learn. We are all here to tap into these topics and grab something from it and make use of it in our lives as well. So let us please utilize this man right here. A book is on Amazon again, or you can just call in and say, Brother Emmanuel, hey, that price on Amazon there is something. Let me, what did Evelyn Marsh discount? We will work something out. We're not promising y'all, but we can work something out. This is the Evelyn Marsh Network where anything can happen.
Anything
Okay?
can happen.
Anything.
We can make it happen.
Again, follow us on YouTube. I see most of y'all not subscribed to the channel yet on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. Let it go. Let it go. And if you're tuning in again, drop your comment. I am taking the names. We are coming up with a giveaway, and you don't want to miss that, because if your name is not on there as a consistent listener, sorry, but we are coming up with different things. So please, when you log on, drop your comment and your name will be taken, and we can go from there. This thing started in the late September, so please keep track of that. Success Radio, we want to say thank you guys again for airing the program throughout the week, and we will continue to watch that. If you have any question, concern, or if you want to shout, you just want to make free noise, contact the Evelyn Marsh Network. You can contact me, contact our mama, or you can call the number 612-426-1353. Thank you all again for tuning in. Brother Emmauel, it was great having you on the show, and we hope we see you again for the upcoming topics.
He coming. He's gonna come. You don't have a choice.
Absolutely, it'll be my pleasure. It'll be my pleasure. Thank you guys so much for having me tonight.
And Brother Joshua just came on, I think not too long. He been here, but he said great informative.
Thank you, Brother Josh.
So we want to welcome him as well.
And Brother Manny. Oh, I just seen you guys. Is that your brother? It seems like y'all got the same last name.
Well, I believe it might be my son. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
My man, how you not know what like your son? What business that? You see the name?
Yeah, that's my son.
Thank you,
That's
Brother
my
Manny, for tuning in.
yeah.
Please try to watch the
That's
Evelyn
my
Marsh
other
every
soldier.
Sunday.
Yeah, thank you guys. Many thanks for coming on. I have my other son who's filming this, getting a secondary take on this. These are real soldiers. Manny just became a pharmacist, and Neil is a hardcore businessman who is studying cybersecurity right now. Let's empower our children.
Interested in that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Already.
So we will get to him to that cyber security thing. Yeah, we'll get to Emmauel. I'll hook up with
Yes,
him. He will not hook up again. So I'll be on your case. But you have to come back and just empower our people. You know a lot.
absolutely.
We want to draw from the word. Okay, so I have nothing much to say, but I want to say thank you. We want to post Emmauel stuff on here. Thank you. You guys are so awesome. It's because of you that we are here every Sunday. We cut down a lot of the activities, and we make ourselves available to be here. But Emmauel, again, awesome. And we want to say we love you here, and we love you by force. Our listener will always love you. And let's see what Emmauel have here for us. So this is this from YouTube, Pujubu, or Amazon?
Amazon.
Okay. So these are all his stuff. I thought I saw a video or something you were gonna show.
No, it's not.
This is the man, the warfare the man giving on the book said it's not even easy. Look at your face.
Okay, let me just say something on there. If you guys go on Amazon to purchase the book, as you are seeing just how it looking, that the one you're gonna get, because I see other books that on there that talk about 7 leadership. Please disregard that one if you want to support the brother. Look at the main picture. Check how he looking there. Check how the book looking. Okay. Thank you.
Look at his face. He faced that face. Our face like that. So yeah. Well, we just want to thank you. It's a wonderful time. We don't even want to leave. Hanging out with you is just so wonderful. No wonder why can't go home. Don't be hanging with your well, yeah.
Oh man.
We want to thank God ever so much for the opportunity, and we want to thank him continuously for giving us the strength to do this.
Amen.
you again. We love you by full. So we want to take you home with this song from Pastor David Young that say um Nimpoyon in Yahweh. I think it's our God in heaven. How can you sing a song you don't even know the interpretation or you don't know what it means? Well, it means our God in heaven. So people have reached out that they love it, and so we love to play it just so you can be reminded. Again, thank you for watching. We love all of you, and we see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. And again, like Jonetta said, this interview gonna be this discussion gonna be played in Liberia from Monday to Saturday, 9:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So please tell your loved ones in Africa or Liberia, to be precise, to listen to the Success
FM.
FM 100.9. Um, Again, we love you and we love you. Bye, folks. Bye.